The United States has a new battleground. It's their college campuses. We're talking about elite institutions here, like Yale, Columbia, and MIT. All of them have been gripped by student protests. Over what? Israel's war in Gaza. It has split these campuses down the middle. We'll start with Columbia. Protesting students occupied the campus lawn last week. And what did they want? Support for Palestine. They asked the university to disclose ties to Israel, also any aid they received from companies investing in Israel. But this protest was not authorized, so the college called in police officers. Around 100 students were arrested and taken away. Take a look at this.
United, we'll never be defeated. History, you can't hide. History is on our side. Free Palestine, free Palestine, free Palestine.
That was Columbia. But now the protests have spread. On Monday, students at New York University began demonstrations. They occupied a plaza in Manhattan, again without permission. So late at night, the police moved in. They arrested dozens of students. Finally, there were protests in Yale. Dozens of students blocked roads near the campus. Around 45 of them were arrested. Imagine if this happened in Delhi or Dhaka. Students dragged away and arrested from their campus. Protests broken up by police officers. The Western outrage would have been immeasurable. But now the world is silent. No criticism, no lectures or outrage. It's as if arresting college students is business as usual. Just another day in the land of freedom. But all of this raises an important question too. Why are US colleges so divided? And it's not just these elite ones. Campuses across the country have reported protests. There seem to be two camps here. One is the pro-Palestine camp. They condemn Israel's war in Gaza. They also want their college to disclose any ties to Israel, maybe a donor or an investment or a corporate partnership. This group says the US and Israel are conducting a genocide. The other side is the pro-Israel camp. They ask, how can you forget October 7th? Why don't you criticize what Hamas did? Even President Joe Biden has waded in. He condemned anti-Semitism on US campuses.
I condemn the anti-Semitic protests. That's why I've set up a program to deal with that. I also condemn those who don't understand what's going on with the Palestinians.
This is tricky for a couple of reasons. A, colleges have become very diverse, so it's not just an ideological battle for the students, it's also a personal one. Some of them may be of Arab descent, others may be Jews, so the passions can fire up quickly. And B, both sides have a point. You cannot deny that Israel has crossed many red lines in Gaza. You also cannot deny what happened on October 7th, and therein lies the problem. Neither side is willing to listen to the other. Both camps are sticking to extreme positions. So what's the way out? Well, first up, you must acknowledge the problem. Around 73% Jewish students have experienced anti-Semitism on US campuses. It has only increased after the Hamas attack. Same with Islamophobia. Anti-Muslim incidents increased by 216% after October 7th. So both communities are under threat. The question is, what should be done? It's easy to crack down on student protests. It's also easy to trash the idea of student politics. But that's not the answer. College politics plays an important role in every society, and the US, of all places, should know this. In the 1960s, campuses became the hub of protests against the Vietnam War. Eventually, they forced the US to end that war. So student politics is not the problem. How it's carried out may be a problem. For starters, you cannot let it be hijacked. There are career protesters out on the streets, people who have nothing to do with students or colleges. They see a protest and they jump in. And Columbia's president is worried about this. Look at her statement. These tensions have been exploited and amplified by individuals who are not affiliated with Columbia, who have come to campus to pursue their own agendas. And this is not just a Columbia problem, it's a problem everywhere. So it's important that student protests are carried out by students, not political parties, not activists, and not NGOs. Equally important is peace and decency. Your protest cannot cross certain red lines, but in many US campuses, it has. We've heard chants like death to Israel, death to Zionists, and even some pro-Hamas slogans. Listen to this student protester at Columbia.
Keep it moving, you Zionist bitch. Keep it moving, you Zionist bitch. We are Hamas!
You're Hamas, wow. That's a good one. You're what? You're Hamas?
Yes, we're all Hamas, pig!
Now, this cannot be accepted. Your freedom of expression cannot be a call for genocide. Same with violence. Just consider what is happening in Columbia, and all in-person classes have been cancelled there. Why? Because teachers and students cannot reach the campus. They've been blocked by pro-Palestine groups. Again, this is not acceptable. So what we need is moderate politics. You're free to disagree with other students, but you must hear them out first, and you cannot abuse or cancel them. Plus, student demands must be carefully thought through. Asking your university to criticize Israel is one thing, but asking it to abandon Israeli donors is quite another. There's a lot at stake here, maybe scholarships or infrastructure projects or faculty payments. So it's not a call for students to make. It's a decision that is taken by responsible administrators, and the students must remember this. Their protests and voice carry a lot of weight, but it must be exercised responsibly.